She didn't buy a treat for herself. Instead, she went to the craft stall. She spent 1 coin on a spool of strong, black thread. With the remaining coins, she bought 2 small bags, one filled with dried, bright orange marigold petals, and the other with a handful of dark, inky black elderberries. She now had everything she needed. It was a bright, sun-drenched morning in the cozy little home where Mama Cat lived with her 2 precious kittens, Leo and Lily. The sunlight streamed through the clean windows, lighting up dust motes that danced in the air. The kittens were huddled together on the small, woven rug, their heads bent over a colorful picture book. Papa Cat had already left for a long day of work in the fields, and the house was filled with a gentle morning quiet. Suddenly, Leo let out a little gasp of wonder. He pointed a small paw at a page showing a magnificent, striped tiger walking bravely through a jungle. "Wow, Lily," he whispered, his eyes wide. "Look at him. He's so big and brave. I wish we could be tigers." Lily nodded enthusiastically, her own little whiskers twitching. "Tigers? Yes, we could roar and be the kings of the garden." Mama Cat was in the kitchen, wiping down the counter, but she heard every word. A soft, warm smile spread across her face. Her kittens had such sweet, simple dreams. She looked at them, so small and fluffy, and then at the picture of the powerful tiger. How could she make their wonderful little dream come true? She looked in her sewing basket. There were spools of thread, buttons, and some patches of cotton, but nothing that looked remotely like tiger stripes. There was no bright orange or bold black fabric. A little shadow of sadness crossed her face for a moment, but then an idea sparked. She remembered their kind friend, Farmer Dog, who lived away down the river. He kept a flock of lovely, fluffy sheep. Perhaps she could get some of that soft, white wool. It was a start, but she couldn't just ask for it. She would need to trade. She knew Farmer Dog worked hard all day and had a great fondness for her baking. She nodded to herself, her plan forming. Mama Cat padded over to her pantry. She would make her most special recipe, sweet carrot cakes with honey glaze. She pulled a basket of fresh, earthy carrots, still dotted with soil from their own little garden patch. She took them to the sink and scrubbed them meticulously, the running water making a pleasant splashing sound. One by one, she peeled off the thin outer layer, revealing the bright, vibrant orange beneath. She set up her grater over a large wooden bowl and began to shred the carrots. The sound filled the kitchen, a steady, rhythmic as a pile of delicate orange strands grew in the bowl. Next, she went to the chicken coop and gathered 2 fresh, brown eggs. She cracked them carefully on the side of the bowl, the yolks a perfect, sunny yellow. To this, she added a scoop of rich, golden honey, a splash of milk, and a cup of fine ground flour. Her secret ingredient was a tiny pinch of cinnamon, which she sprinkled in, releasing a warm, spicy fragrance. She picked up her wooden spoon and began to mix. Slowly, carefully, she folded the ingredients together, turning the batter over and over until it was a smooth, uniform orange, thick and sweet. She greased a set of small baking tins and poured the batter in, smoothing the tops. She stoked the wood-fired oven, the logs crackling warmly, until it was the perfect temperature. She slid the tins inside and closed the heavy door. While the cakes baked, she decided to make a refreshing drink. She took several bright yellow lemons from a basket, sliced them in half, and squeezed them one by one into a large glass jug, her paws working quickly. She added fresh, cool water from the well and stirred in 2 large spoonfuls of sugar, tasting it until it was the perfect balance of sweet and tart. Soon, a delicious, comforting smell began to fill the whole house. The carrot cakes were ready. Mama Cat used a thick cloth to pull the hot tins from the oven, setting them on the counter to cool. They were perfect, risen high and golden brown on top. She carefully wrapped the warm cakes in a clean tea towel and poured the fresh lemonade into a sealed bottle. Placing both in the woven basket on the front of her bicycle, she was ready. She kissed Leo and Lily, who were now busy building a tower of blocks, and told them she would be back soon with a surprise. The ride to the farm was long, but beautiful. Mama Cat pedaled steadily, the wheels of her bicycle humming over the smooth, packed earth path. She rode past the sparkling river, where little fish darted just beneath the surface. The wind rustled the leaves in the tall trees overhead, and the air smelled of green grass and wildflowers. She waved to a family of ducks paddling by. The basket with the cakes was heavy, and the sun was warm on her back, but the thought of her kittens' happy faces kept her petals turning. Finally, she saw the white fences of Farmer Dog's property. She rode up the path and found him leaning against a post, wiping his brow. He looked very tired. All around him, a large flock of sheep were grazing, their wool coats looking incredibly thick and heavy in the heat.